Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas bloqué nous. Quand il reste Sylvie, il a quoi qui j'ai vu presse. L'Amérique n'a pas bloqué. T'as bien de moi avec nous deux. En somme, on va battre au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à mon mouillé. Ça va bien faire moins d'y croire. Mais là, le pays, quand on soit du loin, allez, envoyez, battez au loin. Yao, abela lokeyo, bibito jobai, bibito nyomba, artiste mo peyo. Manager Didi, ouais t'es jamais forcé ou si tu connais tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noska Yassin de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniché les deux. C'est moi, Dieu. Attends, nous, yon bébé. Pété, y'a mon temps, un nouveau bâtio. Mon bébé, yo. Well, Kene. Adieu, oh. Dans your summer, des coups, y'a pas yon. Oh, mi. Consider, consider. Y'a mon dawe, now. Amunda weja ogenda o, obati amunda weja ogenda, oskide kozi do na lo. Memo ogenda o, abela we mo. Obe abati o. Si obati o mo ogenda o, mo teri we na ti ade. Daliko. Sili ye di ogenda o.
Good evening, folks. Samson told Labro Pub Radio. Want to thank all of you again tonight for tuning in. Please, whatever you do for us again tonight, please share this video because usually when you share, we have a lot of people coming in to watch with us, and which we appreciate. We really, really do appreciate that. I want to thank all of you again tonight for tuning in to Liberian Public Radio. Please do share this video to as many people as possible to join us tonight to have the conversation. We want to thank all of you again for tuning in. Thank you very much. Not that you don't have anything to do, but the fact that you're here with us, we really, really do appreciate it. I want to thank you very much. Share this video, share this video, share this video. Share this video as much as possible. I want to thank again to all of you that tuning in. This is Samson to Liberian Public Radio. Live conversation with Samson To here tonight on the Liberian Public Radio platform. Thank you. Thank you. Please share this video. Share, share. Thank you. Again, we want to thank all of our supporters in our correspondence in Liberia. Under the leadership of Mike Don, we thank you very much, young man. You guys are doing a wonderful, wonderful job. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Again, share this video to as many people as possible, please, if you can. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. We're gonna have some conversation here this evening. But before that, let me uh, clean little stuff, one or two things up here, please. Just stay with us. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. We come out here usually to do these things here, not because we have nothing to do, but we have to have a conversation with you guys. This is not something to take lightly. We come here every day, daily. We come in here to have conversation with you. So we're saying to you, we appreciate you. We're saying to you, thank you for joining us. We're saying to you, whatever information we have, let's share it together and make sure we're successful in doing whatever we have to do together. Share this video, share this video. Okay, let's start. Let's start. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And please share this video to as many people as possible. Thank you very much for tuning in. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. Again, tonight program, conversation. It is conversation. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. We want to thank you for your blessing. We want to thank you for the opportunity you give us to get up and go to work. My Lord, we want to thank you. We want to thank you for everything. Again, we come before you, my Lord, to say we pray to you to please provide comfort for those brothers and sisters that are not able to laugh tonight. Those brothers and sisters that are going through pain. Those brothers and sisters that are suffering. Please provide the comfort and the love that they need in their lives. Once again, we say, my Lord, we pray for our sister, my Esther. Hopefully, she will be joining us here again very shortly. We know these things are difficult, very difficult, very difficult, but we'll continue to pray that God will provide the comfort for she and her family. The whole will be there, but that God will provide that comfort for them as well. My Lord, we come before you again tonight to pray that the Republic of Liberia and the people of the Republic of Liberia be blessed. We come before you again tonight to pray that the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Waka, will be blessed. Give him long life. Whatever he touches in the interest of the Liberian people, that yes, his hand will be blessed. Whichever door he knocks in the interest of the Liberian people, indeed, my Lord, that the door will be open. Help us all. Help us all. We got nowhere else to turn but to you. You've done it before. We will continue to come and ask you because it only you, only through you, that all of these things that I'm talking about here tonight are possible. Men cannot provide those things. Men cannot do any of those things because you control the mind of the men that will provide whatever it is they have to provide. It is you that are in control of their mind. And so we come directly to you, asking that our prayer be heard. My Lord, we ask that the United States of America, the host country, be blessed as well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, Samson told Labra Public Radio. We're here again tonight to rock it. Rock it. Those of you that are sharing, please continue to share. Please continue to share. Join us. You guys are coming in drove right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us tonight. I send a link out, and any one of those partners that want to join, they can. If not, Samson told Muff will run here like nothing else. I can do it by myself. I don't need Tabata. Who can talk more Tabata here on the platform than me? Eh? You tell me who on the platform that can talk Tabata more than me? Nobody. Nobody. I give it, and people give it right back. I enjoy it. You don't think I got shame for it? I got shame for it. I beg you. So let's go back again a little bit, folks. Thank you for joining us. Liberia, no matter what they do, Liberia will be better. No matter what they do, Liberia will be better. The problem is from here to there, what happened in between? There will be ups and downs, suffering and enjoyment. Wah wah wah, yo yo yo, waka wah, a day. So that's what we're going through as Liberians. Sometimes they're very painful. We come here, make jokes and stuff like that, but they're very painful, to be honest with you. But here's what I want to talk about tonight. It's up to you as Liberian. The decision is yours. What I can't do is to provide my own. It's up to you. I can't do it all by myself. So Liberia, let's look at Liberia a little bit. In the early 70s, immigration used to run beyond people. Some other foreigner from other West African country run beyond them. They ain't got paper. Some of the people today running the Liberian economy. Some of the people that they used to run beyond certain way in places that some of them are running the Liberian economy today. But I'm not here to talk about the economy. I'm here to talk about what we do to ourselves. The question that I have, these political party, are you when you're running campaign though, you come and say it doesn't matter. There's no blue Liberia, there's no red Liberia. We're all Liberians. You will join us when we're successful. If you're qualified, you will have a play. If you're able to produce, you will have a play. But then these people, they come in. In Liberia, that football team, you know, when I was growing up in Monroe, I used to play downtown football. We used to have a football team in the barracks. There's a guy, Lieutenant Balazeze. I don't know Balazeze, but he was Zeze, Lieutenant Zeze. He used to be the goalkeeper. He finished swallowing heavy fufu one afternoon. He decided he want to be the goal. One guy they call him Dicalo, left footed. Begin left. We all left in the barracks. They on the sand over there, way by the beach, behind the barracks there. They put a pole up. The guy dribbled one or two. He didn't play. He put the ball just sat right on the sand. And if you can play football in the sand, your shot will always be beautiful. Because you time the ball as it sit on the dune of the sand. And you time the ball just like golf ball. You just time it, boom. They begin took that shot, boom. But as I said, when they you start throwing off. They say young kids, they say some water to drink. Oh man, like that you tell me that you say you want to be goalkeeper. But let's talk a little bit about Liberia. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. What we do to ourselves is what's giving us problem. You know, those of us that have been around for a while, when we look at the past history, and I've been when I was like I said, I came here. I've been here in the pure country since 1980. I came in as a very young person, very young man, young boy. I got here like any other Liberian. You get here, the first 2 months, there are tears you will cry, you won't go back home. The very first 2 months you get here, you will start crying, you won't go back home. Because nothing like home, the kind of enjoyment. You can't, you say, what kind of place is this? Eh? What am I doing here? I came here, I enjoy myself back home. I'm able to go places I want to go. I can go anytime. I can't, all I do is just watch TV all day because no job. And in the daytime, everybody gone. You alone in the house. You walk outside, you can't see nobody because everybody busy. And those of you that live in the East Coast in the winter time, it's bad. The very first 2 months you will cry. We all went through that. You won't go back home. But the point that I want to make here before I bring in Jerry tonight, what are we doing to ourselves? I've been around for a while, okay? And my involvement with the Liberian, the first time I came in 1980, I wasn't much involved. I was a football man. I got car. I could drive all over the state, all over. Go to New Jersey, go to New York, I was living in Rhode Island now. Go to Philadelphia. Football business, that was my business. School, that was not my thing. The people package me. They wrap me up nicely. They say, Liberia, your consent to us. But when I came back the second time, football was not the thing. I want to play football, but I will play for school. I started going to meeting, and the person that I was living with or staying with at the time, he was heavily involved into Liberian politics. He was heavily involved into Liberia, everything Liberia. So I was engaged because he took me places, took me to ULA meeting, took me to all Liberian conference, any kind of meeting you think about Liberia. Bad meeting, I was there, and people will say things. They sit here. We all come here. And let me bring in Jerry. I don't want to keep in the back. Jerry, good evening. Thank you for joining. Let me do my tabata here, please. Just give me a few minutes. And so we do this thing here. We sit on this platform every day. The people are supposed to do this. The people are not doing this. And then when we go, we repeat. I mean, this is nothing. Y'all heard right here on this platform. We brought Anthony Cassetti here. How he's the most experienced person in terms of policy. He worked for the previous government, and he has a good standing record in terms of policy. And that when they are successful, the policy that he will help to craft will benefit all Liberians. We heard other people that when they get in power, things will be different. So when they became successful, 2 months before President Baka took office, people call me here, say the old man eyes 13 friends of his. We lock up because some of the friends refused. Some older friends, they said no. His intent was, according to the story, he was going to ask these older friends, people who are serving government with him in the past, to come and help him stabilize, helping bring the kids, the young people to a certain level, to mentor these young people, so that when after 6 months, according to the story, after 6 months, they were going to leave and these young people were going to take it. And there were some friends that said, my friend, I'm too old, I can't deal with it kind of thing. And those who accepted decided they're not even going to bring any young people to mentor. They will do it themselves. Just like Dick Cheney looking for vice presidential candidate for George Bush. You remember that? They asked Dick Cheney to look for vice president for former President George Bush. After a few days, he said, what's about me? I can be a vice president. They ask you to do something, you agree. He said, no, forget what people mama said. So the people stay. Look at the people that are serving in this government. Are you telling me, my question tonight, are you telling me in Liberia that these are the most patriotic Liberians among us? Number one. These are the most educated Liberians among us. Number two. That these are the only capable Liberians among us to carry out this function. Number three. The last one. Are these the only Liberians in the population of over 5 point something million, plus the Liberian outside, that can only carry out this function? And if the answer is yes, then we have no business to complain. But what I've observed over the years, and this again, we're going to go back to Madam Saliv, is that people continue, because when Madam Saliv, from that one incident that I saw, I knew then Liberia was in trouble. There was an incident where Madam Saliv, until that time, she was doing, as far as I'm concerned, she was doing good. But there was a lady that was giving a contract to do catering for the police academy, the recruits, to cook for them. Her friend came from the United States and got there, and it was a public record where she said this lady should not do it, she should do it. And they gave that contract to her. They took it from the lady and gave it to her. And these kinds of things still happening. But let me ask you this. I know sense so tobi. Nyo no da bi a you osi an won yin. Nyo you what da bi a you obe akura group one si yo yin. Eh? Nyo inlo ile tobi before ya triboji mba no chiaro ba no to ba no se. Ukro you know se flyer so. So I just try to let you know that. So who is more Liberian than the other? So you can't say because you speak more, you're good, you're crown speaker, therefore you're more Liberian than the other person. No, that's not it. That's not possible. So when we come on this platform, we decide we want to speak about things. Why is it that certain group of people, they are just there. Whether they mess up or not, it doesn't matter. They stay. They stay. They cannot be replaced. They cannot even be moved around. And the people who are in charge to do this thing, they themselves, President Baga can come here right now and speak Gisi or Loma or whatever dialect he can speak without speaking English for the entire 2 hours we're going to be here. If he comes here, he say, I will speak my dialect. He will not speak English for the next 2 hours we're going to be here. But we behave as though we don't have any other Liberia. We got money captain. Oh, the LEC problem here. The LEC, they refuse to move it until we got minister here that people know, every one of them know they are unable to perform. But yet still, they keep them. They are kept in this position. As though the other Liberians that are capable to do the same job, they are not Liberian. What is this? Who is more Liberian than the other? Why are we not opening these things up for Liberians who have the ability to help, to come and help? You need help. But you got these people who are in there continue to be corrupt. Continue to be corrupt. But we say we're going to train, we're going to, then when President Waka comes out, he make this statement because he's so vexed. Y'all want to steal, y'all make sure our people benefit. That force for them to come and steal for your people to benefit, bring somebody who is not stealing. Then President Waka will come out and say, the thing we do here, these young people, if we don't get them job, they will if they come to visit our houses. That force, you are the president, for Christ's sake. You employ Samson from Tour Town. He's not working. You got no relationship with Samson except for him to come and do your job. And if he's not performing, goodbye. But this is what we get. We take party members in this position. Now you feel obligated because these young people voted, they ran your campaign and they voted for you. And so you're obligated to keep them. So my question tonight to many of you Liberians that are listening, Is this the only two political parties in Liberia that have the ability to run Liberia? If that's the case, can we go back to two-way party? If that's the case, can we go and find somebody else that might be able to do this job? The reason I'm saying all of these things here is this. With all these saga going on, you don't hear those people who 2029 will try to put their hand on. You don't hear nothing from them. This is the time. If you truly want to lead, you make these people CDC and Unity Party to make them understand that you guys are the wrong people to run this country. And we will start from now. I will be here to blow your trumpet or nothing. Let me bring in Jerry. Jerry,
Hmm?
where are we? Where we're going with these things here? One person over and over and over. Recycle, recycle, recycle. And you recycle here in the United States. When they bring in another a fair person, fair chairman, they bring him back. That means that person is going to double the effort. Here in the United States, if they bring in a CEO back to run a company, the shareholder will expect back a better dividend. But now in Liberia, you bring the people, the dividend go to themselves. Liberians who are the shareholder do not expect any dividend. But yet still these people continue to lead like this. Where are we going, Jerry? Talk to me. Good evening. Thank you for joining.
Well, thank you for having me. My head is on fire, even though I ain't got no more hair on my head, but it's burn out tonight.
We
I
will use
mean,
our
these are valid
imagination.
points
We
you're
will use
bringing.
our imagination.
My head is on fire. Yeah, the reason. You know, as you were talking, there things something came to my mind, and what we have in Liberia is, let me put it this way first: arrogance and selfishness. That's the one that killing us in our country. Arrogance and selfishness. We are selfish. We are arrogant. We think we are Mr. Do It All. That's the problem we are facing. And we are selfish. We are not willing to mentor people, to teach people, to succeed us. We are afraid of our position and don't be afraid to teach people to succeed you. I mean, you see, for case study, like the CEO always say, you got liberal on the show. Your legacy remain. You are trained some people to adapt your ideas in liberalism, liberal doctrine. How many of us in position is willing to train other people to succeed you, that when you leave, your legacy continue? That's the thing we are doing. Why I say we are selfish. Because you see, when you're selfish, you don't open up to people because you are intimidated that the person going to take your position. So what? You are not born with that position. But if you train somebody to take your position, you feel good because you are confident. If you are not selfish, you train people to see you. Even in your office, where you work as a supervisor, you train other people. They always ask you, you got to train the person. Just in case, if you don't come to work today, tomorrow somebody will succeed you when you are not there. But in our case, my brother, until Liberian people we can learn. Let me go father, I want to say something. When Moses was taking the people from Egypt to Israel, he trained Joshua. Joshua was a commander. Wherever he couldn't go, he sent Joshua and Aaron. And these are the people who carried the people to the promised land. How many of us today in Liberia who want to be Moses? That today, when you leave, and people will take that position, we are afraid, we are selfish, it's arrogant. I'm the only person making say anything. But I want to say that the five things just came to my mind as I was speaking. I took some notes, and I want to say this. First of all, knowledgeable or knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you are not afraid to train somebody. If you're not afraid, the second thing I want to say, I'll just and quickly I'll run through them. Ability, whether you have the ability to articulate your views to the people or what you want to do. Third, courage. Courage. Do you have that courage and say, you know what? I'm going to train these people. I'm going to make sure this is, if I cherry back on leave the office, somebody else is going to take over the office. And I want it to be as much as I want to do. That's courage. Do you have that courage? You have that guts to do it. Confidence. Do you have that confidence? So, confidence. Do you have that confidence within yourself? Yes, I can train this individual to take over the office. Lastly, it's your personality. Your personality to articulate what you want to do. If we can get a 5 attribute, I think we can go somewhere better in our country. But Mr. Honorable Chairman of the Board,
You can speak for another 10 minutes, Jerry.
Mhm.
Yeah. You can speak for another 10 minutes.
Mhm.
The chairman
So,
of the board is here. Go ahead.
so, Mr. Chairman, these are the things we are lacking in our country with no vision, your ability. Do you have that ability to pull people together, to pull a team together? Hmm? If you make a team, you have a good job. Do you supervise? Do you have that ability to put a team together and say yes? Put your selfishness aside, even though you might not have all the ideas, but when you put that team together, you will have a better results because we don't put a good team together. And we didn't put a team together, that's not everybody going to be a starter.
Thank you.
Hmm?
Thank you, Jerry.
But anyway, this is my thought today. Something came to my mind. That's a topic I wanted to talk about. But let me just do it. I listened to the testimony of the Minister of Foreign Affairs today on the passport issues. I listened to the hearing. I didn't do all the work. But let's look at the genesis of the passport issues in our country. To whom we get the passport? The genesis is that every individual in our country, I mean, it's the birthright to have a passport, but we have the responsibility for verification. Not everybody will get a passport or they can get a passport. Let's take, for example, anybody can go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and say, I'm a Liberian. How do we verify you are a Liberian? And our passport have been abused. And it been the past, it been concerned. Now look at where we are. Our back is against the wall. Hmm? Foreigner coming into our country abuse our system because there's no system in our country. So anybody can come and say, I'm a Liberian. Let me give you something for you to think about tonight. Most West African countries, they come from one of the West African countries. You know what they would do? Think about it, Mr. Chairman. They'll go in the rural area. Hmm? That's why they'll go to Biyandoru. They will stay there maybe 2-3 years. They will know all the towns, all the villages in Biyandoru, for example. And they would know Jerry Bacon grandfather, my grandmother. They come to Maria. They say, I'm from B. They say, we know in B. So the Bacon, Back on these days, they will give you the history of being the you who said in Maria, you have no idea. Boom, they get a man, Nigerian or Ghana man of passports. So our passport is a fraudulent idea. We don't have a statistics. How so we can talk all these things on it on, but we are not put a system in place for verification. Even you must say in this country, when you go get your green card, they want to know where you were born or social security, so that data is there. And
But
once they
Jerry,
give you that social security, one second, when they give you that social security number, it's an identity. No man or no woman going to take that, except somebody steal it. But even if they steal it, they will still find it that it was stolen. Or somebody use your identity, identity theft, but that's a different thing we can talk about. But there's no verification, so anybody can get our passport. And we are in the 21st century, so it is time for us to start putting a system in place that will prevent people from stealing or to abuse our passport system. I listened
thank
to
you.
them today.
Thank you. I'm in the process within the next 2 months or so. I should have a dossier of documents that I've been trying to get my hand on for the last 10 years or so. Bunch of documents coming from the past. You know, one thing I like about Liberians those days, 70s, early 80s, where there was no Facebook or any other kind, they used to write and to explain their ideas to each other. I'm going to get my hand on those documents. But let me just say this here, Jerry. Your point is quite correct. But that is not the fix. First of all, it's very sad that when you left from here the last time, I will use you for an example, and I hope you don't mind that. But when you left from here the last time, you could have stayed in Monrovia.
Go ahead, feel free. Good discussion. Let's go
You
ahead.
could have stayed in Monrovia, enjoy yourself. You know, you got good transportation, go anywhere, good restaurant, enjoy yourself. But you decided within that heat and the fly, you decide to go back to the village. And when you went back, most likely when you were growing up, there were certain places in that village that you wanted to see when you got back. As one of those things are still there. That is your heart is connected. Where you are right now, as we speak, let me just be ridiculous. As we speak, you sometimes thinking at night tonight, you would think about some of the places you went in the village, some of the leaves you touched, some of the things you did when you were growing up. And this is why these Monrovia-based children have nothing in common with Liberia, as far as I'm concerned. They were born in Liberia, but they have nothing in common with the Liberian people. Because they grew up in Monrovia. Where are you going to go, Soniway? Where are you going to go, Jaguatown? Some of them have never even seen a ground trap to trap and be able to eat. They have never done that in their lives. Many of them. But you take them, put in position to take care of the Liberian people. They have no connection. For example, and I'm not saying that I'm looking for a job, but let's just take, for example, you make me say Minister of Public Works. The first thing I'm looking at right now to be minister, I know the road from Town to go to the border is bad. And that road is not unique. It's all over. I know there's no good road from Zwadru that go to Ziatown. I know there's no good road that connect Plo and Mo to the main road. Because I've traveled those distances before on foot. When I was little, I traveled when I was little. My stepmom from Plo and we travel all day, all night. So I know those things. Now, I also grew up in Bapa, digging diamond on my dad. So, but the point here is this: if I'm put in a position, and I'm not saying me now, I'm just using myself as an example. But when I'm having conversation with what is needed with superintendent, when I'm having conversation with folks from the interior, the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, when it rain, they take the big leaf. I don't know the English name, but you take the leaf and put it over your hair. When you're walking, from one village to another, they put the rice, they cook the rice early in the morning, put it in the leaf and tie it. Before 5 minutes before you get to the town, your grandma opened it because there the only water there, that the water the people drinking from the town. So before you get,
They put in the plantain leaf.
exactly, they open it up, you eat. I can't relate to that. But the young people in Monrovia that are running the country have no relationship back home. And those who have the relationship back home, and I'm going to tell you something about myself again. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. It's very interesting tonight, this conversation, to be honest with you. Those who have connection to the countryside, they're trying to escape themselves. They're trying to remove themselves from the countryside. I've done that. When I came from Tote, I came to Monterey. I thought I was one of the best Congo men ever. I'm going to eat it raw. People from Tote, my mom, they want to go. I send them to the barrio. Where you want to stay with me? I got no place for any country people to stay. And these kinds of behavior are still happening. They're still happening. So people who have connection in the countryside that are now in position of power, they don't connect themselves back. They're now trying to be the most quick that you can think of. And these are people that are in position of power. And I truly believe because of those type of things that I just listed to you, Jerry, we will not go anywhere. Because any of these people, you take them, put them in power, they now become the most civilized. The most civilized. They don't want to go home from where they come from. When they go home, look at the kind of car that people can take. Who in total get that kind of car for you? You get in total and your car is the only outstanding car in the whole town. You're no longer part of them. When you get to total, you say, let's play, you know, look, the people I used to throw iron back during the day. I don't know whether you did it or not.
Of course, of course.
What people try to stop. Yeah. You know, what people try to stop you.
You get a bamboo in your hand.
You got a bamboo and you try to stop the man from throwing the iron. When the iron go and hit something that's bad for you, you know, you can't do it. They don't do those things anymore. They have another thing where you tie the how do you call it, palm tree palm taches together, and somebody holds something and you throw it. Then the person grab it with his what you want to call, and grab it and bring it down. That's a point. But those things were done in a community to connect the community together. They don't do that. Everybody is trying to be the most civilized. Money. So, Jared, I understand your point. People giving passport out and whatever, but who are the people that are giving the passport out? Do they really have connection to Liberia? Do they really feel that they are truly Liberians? Because if you know that you are Liberian, you will not give the passport up. You know what they stand for. But because you are not connected, we need to bring the presidency back in our yard. Bring it back to Liberia. Right now, it's not in Liberia. Yeah, President Waka is from Lofa County, but the presidency itself, I'm not talking about the president. The presidency itself, the office, is not in Liberia. It's not. It's leaking. It doesn't have no foundation, and that's why the two party they ran for so many long years. because they were connected within a system, and they used that system. They understood the system. In order for you to get it, you got to be part of that system. And that's why when they take the taxes from the interior, because the system does not allow them to, and then it doesn't even bother them because it's their system. And we came in, we took it, no foundation. We took it. We didn't go back to talk to the paramount chief. How are you able to control all of your community? How are you able to make sure that your community respect your rules? We didn't ask no question. We look at Monrovia, the police chief in Monrovia, to tell us how the rule supposed to work. And we're wondering why people are insulting each other. Jerry, we got a long way to go. Let's hear from you, my brother.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. But here's the thing, see, I will say this: 1983, 84, 85, when Doe was running to be president, and he took the country tour, and we got to Swedru, not Swedru, we got to Vanjamin. It was kind of late in the evening, kind of. I mean, we got it around between 4 or 5 within that time. At that time, I think, what did he say? Scar, Zebby Scar was Minister of Justice. What the guy name? Loma fellow to Mambodu or something. He was president for the Liberian Football Association, Moruba. Yeah. So, don't let him play card. May his soul rest in peace. So you're playing card at the administration building. He let a fool around. So Zebiska was there. So he said, Zebiska, please take me to your house. I want to go sleep to your house tonight. No, the fool where Zebiska don't have a house. Then he said, Moluba, I want to go to your house. Moluba, I don't have a house. There's a lot of people from Lofa or Lobadians who were in his administration. And they were all sitting there. He said, look at the people here. They say they're from Lofa County. And they got no home. So what he said, it make a point. Let's look at Georgia administration. The Samuel Tue, the Eugene Nambe, needing just for you to be need. These are the Maria-based Southeast people.
They have no connection.
They have no connection. They only carry the identity of they are from the Southeast. But if you ask them what part of the Southeast they're from, they can't even say, I'm from Sastan, I'm from Paroquin, I'm from Barclayville. They can't tell you. But here's the thing I want to say, Mr. Chairman. We have 3 Liberians in Liberia. That's the problem we are fixing in connection with it. We got a country, the Jerry Barco and you. Then we got the country conquer. That would be you.
Let me bring in Terry. Go ahead, Jerry.
The country conquer. Now Terry then they were read by the Congo people. So they are the country conquer. Then we got the conquer the self. So you see, there's a difference there because I came from we, even though I'm a we individual, I was born as a we and Doru person. But now that I live for the Congo people, that I began country conquer. I'm too big now to go back to where I came from.
Yep.
Yeah, when it comes to the Congo people, when the Wesley, the Cobos are having the conversation, you are ostracized.
Yeah, of course.
Because when they say, "Oh, it's a Cobo," I say, "Oh, don't matter how Cobo but he lived with the Congo."
Yeah, you're not real.
Thank you. So these are the 3 categories. That's the problem we are facing today. But we are not. Let me go a little farther. It'll be ridiculous, like you said, until we have become a nationalist or patriotic to our country. Because it's out of ignorance. We don't have that ability to make that judgment and say, you know what, I'll put in a position for a reason. And passports are sold and it's dirty our news, our Liberia image abroad. Country that was respected. If you, I came in the foreign service in a late in a late 80. You carry a passport. There was no question asked. The Liberian passport was honored. Hmm? Well respected. Whatever country I traveled to when I was in the foreign service. No question, Liberian passport was honored, it was respected. Today, it's questionable because of some uh, deviant behavior. So it's haunting us. It's just take one person. Here we are, Liberia. Our passports have been questioned around the world. Where are we? That's a question. That's a good question. That's a good topic. But the question here is that we as a Liberian people, we got to do it ourselves. Nobody going to do it. And we take the will of the people to change. That's what I said, the fire attribute. You must have the courage to make solid decision. The decision you're going to make is not going to be popular, but you're doing the interest as a leader to make a decision and say, this is what will benefit our people. Are you knowledgeable? Do you have that knowledge? Or do you have that ability and say, yes, I'm going to make this decision? Or do you have that personality to gather people? Like you made a reference to me. I took about 50 people with me when I went to the village last time. And people question me, why am I carrying the people? Even my own people question me, why are you going to your village? Where am I supposed to go? They were born. People happy to see me. And until we started going back to our root and be able to identify ourselves with our people, we are not wasting our time, Mr. Chairman. Our brother is here. Let me give him the opportunity. So
Thank you.
these are the things we need to start thinking about. We are in
Thank you.
Liberia, but we are based Liberian, and we now go into our villages to spread the message. This is who we are. This is what's going on in our community, and it is ridiculous. I mean, use your own, your
Thank
own.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother. Let's welcome Terry. Terry, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. And I think, again, as young as you are, but one of the things that I know about you is that you're not you're not like the other people. I grew up in Montreal, play
That's what he
football,
willing to learn.
in Montreal, become good player in Montreal. They haven't even stepped forward in that play. They come from. They only know Montreal and Sony went there, but you're not like that. Even though you grew up in the city side, but you decided later on to go see why are these places the way they are. Even though you are there for business, but at the same time, as smart as you are, your eyes were being observing of what is happening. Let's hear from you. Let's hear from you, Terry. Let's hear from you.
Okay, Mr. Bacon, how are you doing, sir? And to you, Labor, and to the audience, yeah, it's just a lot going on as usual. Liberia is a noisy town, where people can know that. Yeah, when you reach into the town, when you're walking distance, you can start hearing the noise.
You hear the demo sound back out, and you know you're getting closer to the town.
Then you reach into the town. But yeah, this is what it is, and all of that. I think Liberia is at a crossroad where it would take leadership to make decision as to where we go now from here. And I think Trump is the perfect guy that God is using to tell Liberia, say, look, the place you wanted to go long time ago, that you thought you were going to be having problem, is available to you now. But they have to take leadership to make that decision. We have to make the decision to change course. And this is the time that we can make the decision. Otherwise, our country is going to go down to the drain. The leadership have to take that decision. I don't think this passport saga thing is coming because of Liberia. I don't want to believe so. I want to believe this is a crackdown that the administration is taking on several countries in order to strengthen her borders against invasion. Like what the lady said today, that is true. That most of what is happening now is on the basis of, you know, overstay and all that. Uh, uh, and we must understand that the lady did well today. To be honest with you, I must give it to her. Best loyalty. Are one of those who've been saying but today she really did very, very well. She did extremely well in her place. She dispelled the rumor that that the way other network made it to look like it was officially done by the government of the United States putting restriction on Liberia. She dispelled that theory, which was fine. She showed to the world that she said we have not received any communication concerning that. And it's true, that's a leak information. It is not yet official. So you can't act as a foreign minister on something that is not official. So people running all over the place. Arab have the U.S. government made a statement or given a diplomatic position on visa regulations? Have it been official? It is not official. It's a leaked stuff that a news outlet from the United States carry, but it is not officially done yet. It is a plan. Johnny Trump is planning to do it, but it is not official. And she addressed that. And I think that was pretty cool of her, And she was able to answer questions, liberal. She was able to answer questions that laid many, many, many things to be. The only problem I have where the glitch was the era wherein she was not adequately able to explain her resting, that Japanese rest stuff. Why was the contract given to certain people, why she wanted it to be twisted and all the kind of thing. I think that is the area where I have problem with her, because she's trying to say that the Japanese, I think the regulations or the guidelines set up to determine who get what contract of the rice, should be revisited and all the kind of thing. And they're trying to look into it. There's a reason why the guideline was set in the way it was set. I think it was set in a way to make so that the ministry cannot have absolute control, over the rights as to who they're going to give it to. So I believe the people calculated all those things before even they wrote that guideline. And that guideline was specifically put into place so that the secretariat can control the process, so the process cannot be selected by government officials and all the kind of things. But I think that was the only area that I think I had glitch. But she did well today and all of that. And there are many other news in the country that people need to talk about, but people just stuck on this whole passport issue when the information have not fully been official.
Thank you.
Yeah, but,
So Terry, let me come back to you. I will ask you one question. You know how to dance?
Oh yeah, I
Can you
use a
dance?
dance while coming up. I use
Okay.
a dance very well, just like Michael Jackson.
Okay. Good. But I quit music, you use a dance with, right?
In fact, I did culture
Okay.
in school, and I used
Okay.
to do the culture dance,
Okay.
the
So
real culture dance. Yeah.
okay. Again, you say in school, which is quite controlled. Now, let me ask you again. Have you gone to a village in the evening and you join the people that are dancing to dance? Have you done that?
Oh no, I haven't done that one.
Okay. That's why you talking like that. You know when Jeremiah said when we come on here, this is just something I'm putting out there. When we come here, not like we ain't let it talk. But there's a saying. You can't just get in the pure village and start dancing without you knowing what kind of music they're playing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You can't hear now. We're talking something you can't talk. All your tabata. Now talk to us now about the passport and those who are issuing the passport. Terry, let's hear from you. This is the son, the village, the drummer, the liberal chairman of the boys playing the drum on tonight. Let's hear from you on that.
But the thing you were talking, I was hearing you talking about corruption and all the thing. It's almost the same thing.
Okay, but no.
That
But
connected.
we took another piece of that tonight. Jerry and I took another piece of that tonight. And the argument that I'm making, and Jerry most likely is on board with me, is that those who are running these institutions, they are not Liberians, but they do not have connection to the soil. They do not have connection
Oh, I didn't really
to,
hear that part.
okay. They do not have connection to Liberia. Those most of them are Montreal-based Liberians.
So that why you
Now,
think the failure? Later, I want to disagree with you on that.
okay, that's the point. That's fine. But here's
Because
the issue
because
here. Okay,
because
go ahead. Go ahead. Let's hear from you.
the house alone have a lot of native boys now
You
who
don't
grew
understand,
up
oh.
who grew up in the village.
I just ask you here. But I'm coming to that. But I just ask you here, whether you ever had the experience, no light, going from one village to another, and when you get into the village at night, you see the people burning firewood for you to see. They got touched. Have you done that?
I have done that, but the only thing you talk
No, no,
about
no, no. I mean,
dancing,
as a young man going,
no,
okay, you only did that when you were doing business.
right?
Okay, that's a different issue
I
because
agree.
you have a different intent and different experience that you
Orientation,
go
yeah.
from. Now, you saying that most of the people they are native boys. Have you also had a Liberian native, just like me? I've done that. Come from the village, come to Monrovia, and try to wash the village off of you, off of myself. So I will join the elite to be one of them. Have you had that experience?
No.
Okay. These are the things that we're talking
But
about here.
labor, that's why I want to dispel that theory because
Okay,
listen,
go ahead.
how let me tell you what you're trying to discuss here is different. You need to draw a disparity if you want to discuss this issue between post-war Liberians and post-war Liberians and Liberians who were born before the wartime. Those are two separate generations.
Okay.
The way they
Let me
think
let me
is
help you out
different.
quickly. Let me
The
help you out
culture,
quickly.
The
the
pre-war
culture,
and pre-war and post-war.
Let me help you
Okay.
out quickly before you
the
go any
pre-war
further.
and post-war.
Let me help you out quickly.
Yeah.
In the early 70s, late 70s, before the Rest Riot, we have Moja and we have Pad.
Right.
Moja group believe that they are from the village. Most of the Pad members believe that, yeah, they're too from the village, but they don't understand the village.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I don't want to go deep into that, but here's the thing here. In the Pad organization itself, the like of Oscar Quia and his group, and the like of Bacchus Matthew and his group, they were not always together on certain things in terms of strategy. Bacchus Matthew, when he was thrown in jail, he wrote a letter from the jail apologizing to Tobo and the Tui party government. And when he came out, most of the members were frowning on that because they believe that as a native man, you are a warrior. You die if you have to.
Yeah, but labor.
No, hold on. I'm trying to. You say those things. I'm talking about post-war. I'm telling you about post-war.
Yeah.
Now, Bacchus Matthew's explanation was, you fight.
You're talking
and live
about
to fight.
pre-war.
Yeah,
Not
pre-war.
post-war. Pre-war.
Okay.
Pre.
Yeah, okay, we're coming there. I'm coming there. So I'm not even going to go into detail here. So his explanation was, you fight and live to fight for another time. Now, Jerry, come in before I go with the password. Jerry, go ahead.
No,
But-
anyway, yeah, that was
Okay, go ahead. Okay,
Okay,
go
let's
ahead.
hear from you.
No,
Let's hear from you.
let Mr. Bagan come in. Let
You see,
he come in there. I will get my point.
Terry, here's the point. It's nationalism. When you're a nationalist, you care for your country. You want to do certain things for your country. Like you take a responsibility. When you were appointed or assigned to the place, you raise your right hand to tell the truth, to protect and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. So help you God. But here you are. Passports have been the issues of our country. And let me say this: the ambassador credited to Liberia, what's his name? The current ambassador. He didn't have to tell us this is what's going on. He said it. Limitation of visa in Liberia. And he said it plainly. He said people are overstayed. So it used to give 50 visa, they will cut it down to 25 because they overstay. Now, they don't have to tell us. In fact, it had been always the issue. The post-war, when it comes to our passports, the British passport, after the war, our passport was not controlled. And also this time, we are not put a policy in place to really determine how the passport is being distributed. So they don't have to come and tell you, say, okay, this is it. But the hints to the wise is quite sufficient. It's not on Boakad administration. It's not on George Weah administration. But on George Weah administration became more rampant when it comes to the passport issue. On a Sally administration, it was a right that people the passport issue. But at this time, it had escalated. So the question that I have for the Liberian people is, how do we protect our passports? What are the systems that we need to put in place for us to get it? From my beginning, I said was, most West African countries come to Liberia, go into our villages, stay there for a couple of years, and they say, I'm from Biandoru, for example, and they can speak few of my dialects. They say, oh, we got right time, we got double time, we got Gia. They know all the history of that place. Now they go to foreign, they go to Ministry of Foreign, or they go to Ministry of Health. They get a birth certificate. That person get birth certificate. She or he goes to Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Are you going to deny that? There's no way for us to verify. How do we get a passport? So my question is, or my thinking here is, we have to put a system in place for verification. And I said it is. You here when you enter this country to get your social security card, it is stated little breath, mother name, father name, that SS number assigned with you for the identity, and it will stay with you for eternity. Until if we can identify the area, testing our passport issues, we won't be where we are. Liberian passport were well protected. When I was in the foreign service, when you carry your passport, it was honored today. Our passport is questionable. Your post-war. So it is time for us to start thinking, what can we do to protect the passport? I mean, it's done already. But you see, things happen to put policy in place. You change. They make your clothes but tabata too. When you started working, maybe you just I've been a little bit. When I came in the 90s, we used to sign. You go to work, you sign in, and then people start calling and say, "Oh, please sign for me." Then the system say, "Oh no, the people are abusing it." Then they put in Clarktown. Then Clarktown don't go to biometric. So the system change based upon policy or people behavior. So what mechanism are we going to put in place now to protect our passport? That's a question. I mean, I listened to her very well. She was very. I mean, I listened to her very well. She spoke. I would give her A. I won't give her A plus, but I give her A. You know, she explained. Like you said, when it comes to the rest issue, that's a different thing. It was, it was not on the passport issue, but the concern today was the passport, how our passport been abused, and how can we do that to protect due diligence to our country, but when it comes to the passport issue.
All right, Terry, let's hear from you.
Yeah, but even though Mr. Bacon went back to the topic about, I wanted to deal with what Liberal said, right? In regards to people migrating from interior. I know that the Liberia have a class system, and people migrating from the interior to the city, people migrating from the city, people who grew up in the interior are quite different from the people. So I think, in my opinion, it's about the two generations, pre-war and post-war generation. I think that is where we are. Because if we even want to go back to our past history, most of Liberia is controlled by the past. Most of Liberia today have been controlled by our past leaders. Like JMB came from the interior. He controlling Liberia today. Madam Sirleaf, okay, we'll say she from the class system in Liberia. All right. But let her, yeah, look at what she gave us. But she's from back in the day. She saw progressive, she saw Moja, she saw everything. But look at what she delivered to us, like the last time we were talking about it. And most people don't even know JMB very well. JMB children, JMB also from the class system. Let me just tell you this, because his family, I know his family. I know JMB family. The Ami Moda. My first bachelor night, my bachelor night was, I remember Dad gave me room in their hotel because he didn't want to give me my bachelor night. He gave me one room there free. I didn't pay anything because I knew him from, I know that the family, we used to almost literally sleep in the house with Tama Boka, Jojo. Even I'm surprised that Tama became a rapper. Tama was not a rapper. Tama is a very good basketball player. I didn't want you to do music. I didn't want you to rap and do music in Danane. I remember that used to have musical concert in Danane at the Marquise. And we used to be part of the musical concert. He had a dance group. And, so this is a class family. This is not a real family from down there. JMB left that category a long time ago. He left that category.
So JMB is a country conqueror.
You muted.
Thank you. I don't need to go. You don't need to go farther than that. You just made my point. That's exactly my point.
Yeah,
Liberia is in the hands of Monrovia-based Liberians. We need to go back.
So you think going back? So you think going back?
If you were to bring somebody from the village, not necessarily native, educated person, a person can still be in Monrovia, being an educated person, but connected with the folks back in the hinterland, it will be very helpful. For example, I said it here again earlier. You just made my point. Even President Bakai, that most likely, yeah, he's from the countryside. But when was the last time he spent 2 months, 3 months in his village? I don't know. But that's not the issue for me. My point is, these Monrovia-based leaders, they believe Monrovia is Liberia. And because of that, when they bring in huge sums of money, all they see is people in Monrovia, children in Monrovia are going to school. And that's it. They do not try to labor hard to see what's going on in the countryside because they have no connection over there. Take, for example, I will use two people here. One of them is a good friend. I will not call his name. But let's go with Public Works Minister. When he goes to these trips, what do you really see him at? You see him in the street, in the work area. You don't see him sitting around with people.
Public Works Minister?
Yeah. So when you are Public Works Minister or when you are minister in this type of position, you know, you can't teach those things. The road, the highway, when it rains, and I've seen it because I went to grant you that last time, so I looked at it because I know it now. When it rains, after the rain stops, and you walk the road, and just walk in the area where the rain, you will see the leaf, you will see the tree where the water stopping. When the high level of water, they don't do those things. They don't even talk about it. But even if you don't, when you get to a place where there is trouble, They're community in that area. And if you are connected, you will talk to them. What's going on here? How this thing, what is the history of this place? But because they don't have connection, they want to bring in Monrovia law enforcement process to bring that in the village. It can only work for so long before the people resist you or before they start yapping you. You know what?
So
how would you yapping?
So liberal.
Let me ask you for you know what I mean by yapping? To jab somebody? Jabber?
Yapping. I know.
Oh, okay.
Liberal,
All right. Okay. But no, on a very serious note, I'm not saying because they don't have connection and what have you, but my thing is, it's about time that we get out of Monroe-based leadership.
But
it's not helping.
So how will you consider Yombli Kanga Lawrence? How you
look at it one. We're in trouble. You hear the president. We're talking about Lauren. What? Okay, show me. Okay, let's leave that one because of my sister. I don't want to touch it.
You know what? Let me come in, liberal. Let me come in, liberal.
Go ahead. Terry, you're killing me.
Let me come in.
Go ahead.
The Kanga man you're talking about, her father. These are the people when we were in our villages. These are the people who listen to because
that's
her
father.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. She grew up from.
Come here. Let me say this. We're talking about Nyumli Kanga. How come? Nyumli Kanga began the country conquer because they had going to a different category. So they began a country conquer. But her father, man, Joseph Bayou, anybody who listened to me today, Joseph Bayou was the people that would listen to him when I was, the elementary school. The Kanga man and Bayou, they are the people who were trained by the Liberian, how they call it, Ilan Mission. Number 3 compound. When you go there, Joseph Bayou, when you say Joseph Bayou, coming on the air from here to every. These are the people who we're listening to because they are the legend of our country. Maybe probably you too young to know that. But man, her father was a mentor. Probably someone who never met him in person, but he was a mentor. He's a legend. He was a legend. So these are the country conquer because they have migrated from that area. Now they become a country conquer. They are not additional conquer people. They are not country people now. They now lead the countryside. They come so that we're in the middle. Somehow we can't consider ourselves now the country people because you know what? Out here, when I go back to Liberia, they look at me on a different level. When I go back to my village. So another point, I get where the liberal is coming from. We have to identify where we are and also know where we are, and it's our country. And when we are put in a position of trust, you have to perform to the best of your ability. It is not about you anymore.
Mr. Bacon.
Yes, sir.
What Liberal is saying is that our problem, if I understand him right,
yes,
our problem in Liberia is based on people who are of the class system and not people who grew
not
up
necessarily class system. No, not necessarily class system.
Even in the village, we say how class system. Even in the village, we say
because Liberal is saying that if we try somebody who ready from the village who really know the nitty-gritty, they will lead well because they will focus outside of Monrovia. And that is where I differ with him because in my opinion, we have had leaders of that kind. And they perform.
Who you gonna name?
The late President Doe. President Doe was a typical native man.
Okay. In as much as I don't like Doe, but let's be real here for a minute. No, please. In as much as I don't like Doe, let's be real here for a minute.
President in our history.
Oh, please. He's a joke. In as much as I don't like Doe, let's be real here for a minute. When Doe was running the country, right? When Doe was running the country, there were things that were being done outside of Monrovia.
I agree.
Not everything that was being done in Monrovia. In Zwadru, as we speak, the street that was paved in Zwadru, concrete road in Zwadru, they're still there. And I'm sure it's not just the only place.
Under
So
the
Doe
administration,
was not,
Albert T. White.
yeah, Doe was not, he was not only concentrating in Monrovia. That is the difference between the Monrovia-based leadership and the country-based leadership. Now, if Doe had continued to be, the election 1985 election really ruined everything else. But I'm sure that he was not just focusing on Monrovia alone. Whereas these people nowadays, they focus on Monrovia. Listen to this here. When Fred William, former president of Grand United Association, when he was president, he asked me. I was chairing a committee to look into rehabbing the road from Sesto River all the way to the border between Sino and Grand United. Fine. So what did I do? I decided to contact former Deputy Minister for Rural Development and Public Work, Jackson Pay. I think he's on some kind of committee right now as a director or something like that. He's Nima Crown. So I called him and we talked. You know what he told me? He said it would be difficult, Samson, because Madam Sali have designated places where Liberian government going to concentrate on in terms of role of people who producing rice. So those areas that were according to the Monrovia base, if your county is not able to produce rice, you don't get roles in terms of real development coming in your area. So when we had that discussion, I came back and I told the group, and one of the person I was on that group on my committee was Lasha Talu. We put documents together and we were going to go to Grand Jida and do that. Then the Grand Jida Association started with that debacle of trying to impeach. They thought they were in Monroe. Yeah, one of the problem Grand Jida people got in the place, they do because Doe removed so quickly, they can't. Every one of us here we think that we be shy in America. So, but
you talking the rules? Who opened the country up? And I thought, man, the rules and things that we get that connected from all those places.
Yeah, tell me open it. Quota stop to a farm. Quota stop to a farm.
I'm talking about.
Well, let you talk Tubman.
But Tubman also build roads.
Yeah, but quota stop to a farm.
In fact, the guarantee roads that I believe we have were built on a Tubman.
Tubman build road. Yeah, I agree with you. But quota stop
all the way
to
into
farm.
the village there to go all the way to Maryland County.
Yes, but I'm telling you now, quota stop to Tubman farm. Ain't go anywhere else.
So who put quota in Maryland County? The quota are in the street in Maryland. Who
most
built
likely,
the roads
if it's old,
you know what?
most likely
let me say this. Let me say this to you.
Let me work on, folks. Let me work on Namwe. Let me work. I don't know Namwe. I'm not too sure if you're suited for the conversation here tonight, but we want to listen to you as well. But honorable boy, we want to listen to you as well. But I'm not too sure if you have a good standing here because we're going to be asking for long form birth certificate here tonight. I'm not playing around. That's the liberal.
Hello, Rescue Offsprings. How you doing? How the rescue train coming?
The movie is stable. There's nothing here. Everything is on course.
He coming. Alfonso now saying to come and put Tabata here. Our good conversation we're having tonight.
The rest of the train is moving.
The rescue oil leaking, small oil leaking on it.
That's good to hear.
Oil is not leaking. Everybody wear a coat suit.
Thank you for joining them. Let's hear from Terry and then we'll come to you.
It's good to be here. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so liberal. All these presidents built and did tremendous work. I don't want to believe it is about personality as you trying to claim. I want to believe that in personality in regards to where this Liberian came from and where the other came from. I think most of our problem is based on the post-war generation that have not been schooled into understanding how to arrive at being patriotic. Because in my opinion, Pre-post war, as Mr. Barton stated, that generation were more patriotic than our generation. That generation fought for something, even though they did not arrive at it, but they were determined in the fight, and they were not fighting because they wanted something. They were fighting because they wanted to see change. Unfortunately, they led us into a catastrophic position wherein we have been finding it difficult in our generation now to come up. And unfortunately for our generation, there have not been a leader to show us the right path. And I think we're struggling from leadership crisis because we don't have a role model to look
Thank
from.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's work on that way. Number welcome. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead. Let's hear from you, my brother.
Yeah, thank you, man. It is good to be here. Quite a lot I was, listening in before I joined in, but let me start with what Terry just ended with. I think I agree with him. I think what we're suffering really is those years that the locusts ate from about 1989. Look, most of the young people today who are in the space, some of them were just toddlers, Terry. They have no appreciation of what they are enjoying today. And this is not a boast or brag, but you and I, we've fought hard for the opportunity for you and I to sit here tonight and talk freely about the workings of our government without, having to look over our shoulders and go to bed and sleep. And so we were ideologically driven. We had concepts. We knew the difference between uh, capitalism and Marxism and Leninism and communism. We knew all those differences. I'm not sure if our young people of today are taking the time, to understand the sociological changes that are occurring around them. A good number of our guys are driven by just the desire to acquire, the worldly things and move upwards in society. Look, I give you an example. Over the 2 weekends ago, I'm in Philadelphia with some of the young fellows. They've been, I mean, institutions like Linksu, or maybe also University of Bristol Union or Cardinal University, or even the high schools. When you rose to leadership in those organizations, Terry, you have paid your dues. You came through the ranks. You understood the issues, and you could engage our leaders. I mean, Simon Doe visited us on Tottenham. I mean, stopped by on Tottenham School campus. We had almost all the government people coming in after the coup because they knew they had to talk to us. If we didn't have a buy-in, they were going to have a difficult time. All these guys came there. And so I met a couple of the fellows, some of them are serving Linsu, some were, President Linsu. But I was having difficulty with getting them to understand what our current issues are. The issue right now in the legislature, for instance, what is the issue there? I'm having difficulties, getting across from some of the fellows. I'm not going to say, all of them, but that is the difference we have today. We have young people who are very active in the space. These days there are different, ways to make your voice heard. Social media and the like of it. They have these bloggers, they have influencers, they have all these people, and these people they have a microphone and they attract a lot of followings. But as to how to impact policy, how to how to call on your leaders, how to remind your leaders of their responsibility. I'm not sure if much attention has been paid these days. I mean, I am surprised that almost 6 months running, there is a stalemate practically at the Capitol building, and no student organization has said a word. Not even the church leaders. Nobody has said anything. That is surprising. Then, to even matters once, I think commies may have said one or two things. I don't hear the opposition saying anything. And we have over 20 parties in our country. You know, Ure is there. You know, he's a party leader. Or they're all there, but nobody's saying anything. So it is really it's a letdown to all of the struggle that we've fought over the years, so that we'll all be free to freely dialogue with our leaders. Most of it is being taken for granted, and we are reaching the conclusion that we have to tell our story. We have to contrast what was to what is today, so that our people will understand and cherish what we have, so that we don't lose it, because there's a real good chance that we could lose all of these gains that we made. I mean, it's really disheartening. But I just wanted to chime in on that. I also heard you guys talking about the reported countries that are listed for possible ban from the U.S. 43 of them. I read the reporting from the New York Times yesterday. It's a draft proposal. It's not a policy yet. And yes, there are category 3, from red to orange to yellow. Liberia is in the lowest category. But then I was really surprised by the interpretation by the foreign minister of what is happening. I think she met with Senate Foreign Relations Committee today, and then she is talking about people overstaying their visas. This is what is driving this policy. I mean, how wrong could that statement be? If you take the list of countries that overstay in the United States, Liberia is not even among them. You're talking about, Cambodia. Look, in 2023, when Liberia was around 415, 414 overstays, Ghana was in the 1900s. Ghana is now on that list. So I hope this really it is not a misunderstanding of this problem, because if you don't understand the problem, it will be difficult for you to tackle it, because hopefully this may not become policy, but if it does, we have to know what are those flaws that have to be corrected, so that Liberia, this is not just now a targeted few people, but you're talking about the entire citizenry, suffering a consequence that is not of their making, only because our leadership is not doing the right thing. The people are talking about our inability to share travelers' information. Our screening process is inefficient. And then they're talking about selling of our passports to citizens who come from countries that are already banned by the U.S. So these people are kind of using the back door to go into the U.S., to come into the U.S. And since the Al Qaeda thing, this whole international travel and it's a real big deal, because these guys who are fighting the U.S. government, they're finding other avenues to come into the U.S. They're finding other avenues, to generate money. We heard about 100 million drugs coming into Liberia during the weird regime, another 40 million. So there are concerns about our mechanism to control these things, because this day and age, the borders are very, very porous. People go anywhere and everywhere once you have a passport. And some of these people, it is alleged that they are in possession of Liberian passports, which give them the right to get visas and come to the U.S. So
Thank you.
It matters.
Thank you. I think you're pretty much on board with us, and with Jerry and I, and even including Terry, we're suggesting, completely for me, I'm suggesting that because we do not have the ability to love ourselves, and the reason why, and I'm going back to that again, reason why we don't love ourselves in our country, because we have many of the people that are in position of leadership are Monrovia-based Liberians. They are not connected. Because the point that I will continue to argue here tonight, and I'll go back to Jerry, is this. If you are connected, for example, let's just use our own family, for example. In your family, you got kids, and those of us that had, a young kid then, and then, of course, thank you, Jesus. I don't have to buy diaper. I don't have to buy milk anymore. Thank you, Jesus. But I don't mean to make fun of you young people, but I just want to let you know. But those days, when you come from work, you get paid. Okay? The first thing you think, okay, my baby need diaper. I got to go get milk. And not only milk, I got to buy Tylenol and all those kind of things in case. Because you are connected. But for example, right now, when I get paid, I'm thinking what shoes that were my people outside that when I wear, people will like. Because my son is, I put $200, $300 on a cash out. That's good enough. Now that I'm not connected, but I got something else. This, on a very serious note, is what we're having. My argument is, the Liberian beings, they are Liberian just like any of us, but they live in Monrovia. All they know is Monrovia. And those brothers and sisters that came from the countryside that are also in power or position, they're trying to share the layer of country that they brought with them. I'll deal with you later. That's why we have this. Because people, if you truly love your country, and I'm not saying that they don't love their country, but why would you sell a passport that bear your country name? You see soccer player when they score goal, they kiss their emblem, their team emblem. That's love.
Labor.
You
That will make you love your country.
Yeah, but that's okay. But you can't borrow Nigerian to come and make you love your country.
But
you yourself.
What in Liberia to love? That's the thing. You got.
What country is that? Who Pubuchima? That I said that Nigerian people Pubuchima. That one Pubuchima. Why you don't want to like your own Pubuchima? Who gonna throw your Pubuchima away? I beg you, man. Don't get me started. That's my point.
But something gotta make you patriotic.
Yeah.
What in Liberia to make Liberian
Liberian kaka? That our own kaka. We can't sell it.
But what there to make you love the country?
Why can't? Okay, but this is the point that I'm making, Terry. Those that are in position to make sure the kaka smell good for all of us, they're making it rotten. So you said is about the kaka go to. See, this is the difference. This is the difference. Right now, if you were to have Guinea to attack Liberia, you will have some Liberians that are living in the United States, young people that want to go home to go fight. There's a lot of things over there to love. There are people in Liberia, Liberians that will take gun to go fight to defend their country. But must it come to that before you love your country? Why can't you love your country in peacetime? So the point is, the leadership, if they are not like Monrovia-based leadership, they will say, Piggy, you're smart, but you are not the only Liberian. You're not doing something to show for the country. Find your way, let me bring somebody else. But because they are Monrovia-based Liberians, and the leaders, the people they have in position, all they're doing is burying Monrovia. They're eyeballs. You see Monrovia, the team Monrovia, Liberia. So why would they want to change them? Why must you give me road, a PT road in Zwadru from Gapta all the way to Tabata? It's going to take you 15 years to build road because you are not connected.
Labor, before.
Terry, before you speak, let me ask you, what did you eat today?
Oh, yeah, we go.
Man?
Yeah, Terry.
Me?
Yes.
I Jeff on eating my quesali.
There you go.
Gray oil.
You asked the Liberia right there.
The Liberia right there.
But that does not mean that I love Liberia.
Oh, yes, you do. Every day you come here. Every day you come here. We pay you fasting. You stay here for 3 hours.
On the
I'm
bigger
talking
level,
from a percentage perspective.
In fact, yes, but those are those little things that add up that make Liberia that you love.
What I'm saying, there must be something that make you to love a country. One of the things that make Liberians do, let me tell you, I was in the pastoral field. Liberian pastor will never feel good until he comes to America and establish a church here. He would leave Liberia, come to America, establish church, because when he established a church here in
That
America,
one you touch him my phone now inside.
he would think, it makes him in Liberia, people see him and they see him to be more respected. So in our culture of ministry, once you are a pastor in Liberia, you don't have a church in America. The church back home don't value your pastoral work, especially in the charismatic circle. Okay. So you have, but in Nigeria and Ghana, there are pastors who would prefer going back home and building a bigger cathedral there than to have that in America here. I know pastors here who building millions that worth for cathedral here, but they get nothing back home, no church back home. They can boast of it.
Thank you.
And that is not only in a pastoral setting, it's all over Liberia. We feel that America is our home.
So what? Well, let me ask you this, then I'll go to Jerry. Jerry, you can talk while we're waiting for the callers to call. Terry, let me ask you this. What are some of the things you would have preferred to see Liberia for you to love Liberia? I know you love Liberia, so that's just a ridiculous question I'm asking. Because if you didn't love Liberia, you won't be here every night spending your time like that. You're not like you got nothing to do with your time. So as far I'm not nobody questioning you on that. You love Liberia. But what would have been some of the things that you would have loved to see in Liberia for you to establish love for Liberia?
Beautiful question. A good infrastructure, educational system, health care, health.
Caller will come to you. Just hold on 1 minute, please. We'll come to you. Go ahead.
Good health care.
So let's cut you off. Let me cut you off. I don't want you to name me all of the laundry list. Right. So those facilities that you're talking about require money, right?
Yeah.
Do we have? Has there been any money coming in our country that perhaps can take us to the position?
Yes, there have been. You see, one of the things.
No, Terry, don't do that. You must just answer. This is courtroom tonight. The liberal is you're on with. Have we not had the money?
Black.
yeah, exactly. We have the money, right?
We have
having the money. Okay. Now, what happened to the money?
What happened to the money?
Yeah,
because we have a lot of Americans over the money. So as a result, most of the Liberians they don't love Liberia because most of them love America. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So they steal
that's the point we've been making all night. That is the point we've been making all night. They disagree with me. Okay, let's go to Jerry. Come in. The man.
Yeah, I'll just get a few minutes down. No, my brother.
He's so tall. He's just tall like you.
I know. See you and I here tonight, so I'll give you a lot of opportunity. Give you a lot of juice.
Sorry, Mr. Bacon, because
I thought so I'll give him a little attitude so you can.
Caller, just give Mr. Bacon 1 or 2 minutes.
Yes, it is, Terry.
Well, if you like, I can call you back. I know who you
are.
Love your
country.
That's okay.
You love Liberia, but you hate their attitude. That's a difference. So you say, why we encourage you? No, you love Liberia, but you hate the attitude. That's a difference right there. We all love Liberia, regardless where we are, what the situation is. All we have to do is we need to change our attitude towards our professionalism, to our personal life, or institutional issues that are affecting our country. These are some of the things. But Liberia have been a peace-loving country, and we can do it.
That's right. Thank you.
We can do it. If you ask for us here, right now, we got about 4 different professional people on the platform tonight, and we have made some significant contribution in our community in Liberia, and we can go home right now and make a viable contribution in our community because we all 4 of us here who got different professions. We can do it. But the question here is, my brother, if we don't do it, who do we expect to do it?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Let me
that's a question we need to ask ourselves.
Thank you, Jared. Let me take the caller, guys, please. All right, caller. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? Is the liberal the best host ever? Yeah. Are you gonna
this is independent.
Okay, Dachani phone. Goodbye, Dachani phone. Right.
This is independent. You can sanction the independent voice on this platform. Anyway, thank you for the show. Great conversation. Yeah, and I like the way you guys, Brother Victor and the rest of the panelists, I like the way you and Mr. Barcon Washington started the show, about going into tradition, right? Our culture.
Hold on. Once you called Walter Carter, then the floodgate open for your type of people. So hold on.
You see that? Your type of people. Let's see what they use on your type of people.
Your type of people. That Walter Carter type of people. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so I enjoy it because I'm born in Moreover, grew up Moreover, but my grandparents have farm.
But we're not talking about that your grandparents. We're not talking about that. No, don't do that to us. We talk about you. Then you grow in. You can even I beg you. Don't let me start it. You grow in Montreal. Just stay with your Montreal. Said, don't say my grandparent. We're talking something. The other caller not coming in. Hold on. I hope the person don't kick us out tonight. Because it's gonna be bad.
Oh God.
Yeah, we're talking. He said my grandpa. Okay, Walter Carter, are you there? No.
You see, while we're waiting for the call,
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry. I'm trying
Mr.
to
Nami.
rush this caller.
He will say have something common now because we are all graduate MCSS. You know,
Guys, I will call you guys back one by one because the other caller I can't.
But we all went to MCSS. We are all alumni MCSS, so we have something in common. So when we come to issues, we always think, "Wow, what can we do to identify with MCSS, or what can we do to improve our system?" So this, I think, their connection.
Okay, caller, just hold on 1 minute. Okay, caller, just hold on 1 minute, guys. I don't know what's going on. Okay, Walter Carter, go ahead, make your point.
Okay, the Megan get so.
Oh.
The person playing music, so I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead. It was a turn. Anyway, while we're waiting for the end.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Walter Carter, just hold on 1 minute, please.
Yeah, let give him a minute to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. Walter Carter, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
You good? So one of the things I would tell you, Terry, for you to start loving your country is to first be true to what you believe in. And when I mean true, I ain't talking about living in your own reality. You understand me? Living in the reality of the time. Not having how you call it made up facts. No. Alternative facts. You have to live to the reality of the time. When you see a white, call it white. When you see a black, call it black. You cannot sit on this platform yet and see an illegal action being taken place at our capital and you support it. You promote it. Then you act like you're not promoting it. And you say, what is there to love? You have to love Mr. Anangbe was in the struggle. When you talk about Tottenham, I tell her Tottenham before going Beaumont. I went Newport, I went Tottenham, and I went Beaumont to go to Bontown School.
Now their connection to the countryside, Newport Street, Tottenham, that's it.
No, but again, I was part of when you form that, or what I think the progressive. We were the babies of the progressive. But back up Mafia, when they were coming up, we knew them. They knew us as babies. When we sit on top of the story, Mr. Toy, you said, wow, how did they him out of know all that? But Terry, you don't know where Mr. Toy come from. So when you say what's in that to love, I understand.
Thank you.
These are people that didn't really grow up during the time of period.
Thank you.
70s, all the way to where we started and now our trouble started.
Thank you. Now they think you're wanted, control. You got to just drop off so that
Yeah,
and that's-
I'll drop.
yeah. So, but here's the thing here. He said he wants Terry to be himself, but at the same time, he doesn't want Terry to believe what he believes in. He wants Terry to be real by believing what other people believe in. This CDC for you folks. Go ahead, call us. Samson told Labro Pablo, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Good evening, Mr. Toll.
Thank you.
This is Pastor Bureau Cummings.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you joining tonight. We appreciate that, sir.
I'm calling you from Minnesota.
Okay. From where?
From Minnesota.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Australia. I said,
Okay, so I listened to the program, and it was one of the panelists said something that caught my attention. One, we got to learn to be ourselves. We need to be more patriotic, more nationalistic. Mr. Tool, there is a line in the Bible in the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 15. The Bible says that Moses went to God crying. And God said to Moses, why are you crying to me? Tell the people to move on. Tell them to advance. All throughout our country history, we continue to hear Liberia was established on Christian principles. But Mr. Toll, from Cape Mount to Cape Palmas to River G to Grand Gita to Nimba to Lofa, what's the level of patriotism? What's the level of nationalism in our country today? Let's look at one sector. Prior to coming to the U.S. many years ago, I wrote a story on the government with the issue of then closing religious institutions down. It was Dr. Slarian. Dr. Slarian was then at the Ministry of Education. He was the director for higher education.
that would be Michael Slavian.
Michael.
Yeah, that's the man. He and myself we want to play football at Akron University. I was driving my old Dwazere, and I made a turn right. And as I was turning, one truck was coming, and my car stopped in the middle of it. The kind of heavy manner that boss spoke, you would never hear. But go ahead.
And it was also that religious institution. At that time, I was in the University of Liberia, in the Bible Mission Bible University. So, because I was in the media at the time, I extended an invitation to Dr. Brooklyn. Being a reverend and Dr. Slarian being an educator, the question posed to them was, you are closing all these institutions down. Is it because of substandard? No, they never met the requirement of the curriculum. Mr. Toll, do you know that the Liberian educational sector or the Ministry of Education have no curriculum that talks about religious education? But they were closing down those institutions. Dr. Slarian and Reverend Brooklyn was in serious error. Look at the health sector. You can walk in any referral clinic in this country. You have more than 20 or 15 doctors in just one small clinic. Doctors. Look at our country today. There are many professional people here who want to go on to contribute immensely to the different sectors in our country. But the government, every time we look in our country, Mr. Tool, here is what Liberians continue to do, and this is the reason why I gave that scenario about Moses crying to God and God saying, go back and tell the people to advance. I think what our people do in our country is not the reoccurrence of thieves. Sorry, I won't miss my word. It's not the reoccurrence of thieves. Every political institution you look into today, you see the same old players. Either they will leave from that group and go to another institution and form a group, another political party. I'll give you one example. A few years back, Madam Salim.
Minister, you got Pastor. Please make it wrap it up so other people can.
But Pastor, once you get in the mic, the red preach.
Other people, right? The Jimama wouldn't call it the Edwin Slow, the Barris Delon, the Musa Delete, the Edwin Slow, they had problem. Tubedo, Tabado. They had a problem. They organized a group with Hugh Mason, Benana Yuri. They organized a group, they used to call it the Millionaire Club. You know that they were establishing a lead political party, and everywhere they went, they gave $50,000, and the Liberian people were calling them the Millionaire Party. Ask me if that party spent 6 months. It didn't even reach, the formation of that party never reached 6 months. They died a natural death. But who do we see in the country today? The same players, from CDC to the ruling establishment now, the same players. So if we must move forward, we need to advance. And this is the challenge to some of the panelists sitting over there. I don't know if that is Mr. Allison Barco or is it
No, we got Jared. We got Jared Barco. We got Victor Nabe. We got Terry Collins, and then of course we have me with nobody.
Yes, so this is a challenge to Nigerians.
Okay.
The diaspora.
Thank you.
We need to make that advance. We can't keep having the CDC and the Unity Party, and then we have some people from the Liberty Party.
That will be the topic for tomorrow. But Pastor, join us tomorrow because that will be the topic. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Tool.
Okay. All right. Let me. A few people been calling here. Let me call this one back. I can. Let me see if that will be able to answer. Guys, just bear with me here. Let me get these other two callers and then we can close here. This is Samson to Liberian Public Radio. Were you calling to participate in the show?
Mr. Toll, how you doing?
Thank you very much. And we're calling you back because we saw your missed call. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Well, thank you for the topic tonight. You know, the topic you, Malcolm, Terry are discussing along with Mr. Nambri is very important for our country. Because look at where our country is going. Leadership will come today, another leadership will come tomorrow, but the country remains the same. So the question there is, where are we going wrong? At the time of the elite in the power, or the Congo people, all the noise, all this corruption saga, and although the corruption existed at that time, by that time the media was not existing at this time. But at least they were understanding in the government, and the government were on course. But where we the native people have gone wrong? Because many of the key positions in the president, in the government, don't put them here, we are government, and Baraka government, many of the key positions.
Why you say honorable we are?
Okay, honorable we are government, because I want to say the former president honorable we are.
Okay.
Many of these people in the older people that serve in the government, they are all native girls. But today, our country is going in a way that I think it's not looking right. And I have a question to ask Mr. Nangwe tonight because he's the name of the Nigeria Association in the country here. We see young Nigerian or people, even older people of middle age, will leave from here and go work in the Nigerian government. And they don't have fasting in their entire, they have their markets here. When they go in Nigeria, they work in the government, they will steal money and send the money back in their country and pay their market. Have they ever, they would have never, the leadership of Nigeria Association today, have they ever addressed the Congress here or have they brought that to the attention of the Congress here? That about people that live in where go, many of them will see, when they see the money and deposit the money in their country, but nobody can do follow up. And when bring the money to their country check everything. You know how the money in your account, then you put in the paper, when you say $7 more, you have $1 million, you have a 500,000. I don't know whether they are asked the caucus or the country yet, because this is very important.
Thank you.
You, Terry, a long time we're trying to deviate from the discussion. Their country, Nigeria, would not be already whether we, the Nigeria, will not put our feet down. We got a minute control area for ourselves. It's like a father that going in a nightclub. You go drink all the money, and the next day, no two paying or you can't get it there with the children. You also no two paying in house here. So if we don't make the country better for ourselves, we will stay here. At the end of the day, many people will go to the awful home. But we'll be talking about Ghana is getting better, Guinea is getting better, Nigeria is getting better. Then what are we doing for ourselves?
Thank you. Thank you.
So please, the last point I want to make is I have a question tonight for Bako and Cherry. Who misled our president? Look at the passport saga today that was discussing is spoken from yesterday to tonight. The same criminal another party accused of their passport saga. Who recommended them to the government? Who misleading the president? Thank you for the show, Mr.
Thank you. Let me make one more call. Let me call Teddy Lion. Let me call him so that he will not say I tried to ignore his call because of his sedition view. So let's call him. Hello, CDC Terry Lion. How you doing, CDC Lion? How you doing?
I'm fine.
What on your mind? What on your mind?
Yeah. Question. What's on my mind? Because I have a couple of things on my mind.
Make it brief. Make it brief.
First of all, before I really go into the political part of it, but let me try to encourage everybody and applaud the brother Dualu for his initiative. And I can see that he will come to the great leverage of creation for every Liberian. And I'm looking forward to calling him, talk to him. At least 1 or 2 shares I want to buy into that business and connection.
Thank you.
But even though I know it has some political implications, about that trying to. So I wish that once we are comes, that initiative will also.
Oh, did you? What do you mean by when we are come to your house? When we are come to your house?
I may come back to the leadership.
Come back to your house?
Right. You see, I mean to the high office.
Oh,
The
okay.
high office of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
No matter will come, these will come back, and that initiative will affect the government in the future. But however, one of the things that on my mind, including all the governments in the past and this present time, our leaders don't have the vision plan to setting great initiatives.
Does that include President Weah? Does that include former President Weah?
Well, by now the road to Southeast region would have been on full, strength. But however, by now we would have achieved certain things of the road.
Thank you.
Whether or not came over anything.
Thank you.
Working on. We pray that it should try to work on it. But what I'm saying is that Mr. Pro, the Liberian government, some of the stuff that were used by Donald Trump against the Liberian shitful countries, in Africa and stuff like that. So it's already been the people. But our government in the past knows people with that $50 million with that sewage, automatic sewage system. Right now, I take my phone back. One thing I got in the combo, I will never see again or sit somewhere in the community in something separate. We should spend that money.
You call my show. You call my show. Why you digging the bubble bath? Eh? Sedition. Your CDC brother. You call my show, the liberal show, and you telling me say you the bubble bath. Then when I say I got your info, then you'll get vexed. Go ahead.
We should be having separate tents. They will have wet in the same community too. They put you in the wet water. That's like killing our people. Because anybody build a house, the government should come up with a good sewer system where everything will just go to the destination.
Thank you.
Every house should be connected to that, so that we want that drain to come to pass.
Thank you.
That will reduce pregnancies, mosquitoes, and a lot of things in the community.
Thank you, Lion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lion. We're out of time. We're completely out of time. Thank you. We're out of time. We appreciate it. Thank you. All right. All right, guys. That's Teddy Lion. If I didn't take your call, whenever he had the opportunity to come, he would say, I'm trying to put him aside. But guys, let's give us our closing. Time to close. Let's start with Nabe. Nabe, you came last, so we'll start with you.
Well, thank you very much.
Terry can take us home. You can
Thank
answer
you.
to if there was a guy that was putting a specific question to you, you can use the opportunity to address that as well, please.
Well, thank you very much. I think it was a caller before the last caller who was wondering as to what it is that the union is doing here. As a matter of fact, we have a meeting coming up this Thursday here in Jersey, where we'll be meeting with one of the state representatives. Actually, I believe if
So will Nabe, that New Jersey that you will have meeting to talk about corruption. Your
yeah,
senator, one of your senator, liberal senators, just went to jail that they play you a good corruption meeting.
that's what they're very sharp on corruption. They know what corruption means now. But yeah, we're meeting with Jeff Van Drew on this coming Thursday, I believe, to discuss, what is happening in Liberia, the situation. We have written him back in December at the time. We're all preoccupied with this situation at the Capitol building. And now other events are coming in. We may have to improve our talking points to include now, the impending probability of travel restriction being placed on Liberians and all of that. So I just wanted him to know that we're not taking supinely, we're not sitting supinely. These things do take time, but hopefully we're working. And the object here, as was wrongly being reported, is not to sanction the government of Liberia. We were just advocating for targeted sanctions. Now look what's happening. If this draft memo that is being proposed for Trump, if it goes into effect, the whole country now is going to be sanctioned because of the misrule of our leaders. And so I think this requires all of us getting involved. But I appreciate the opportunity. We come in here, we talk. Sometimes we joke around a little bit, but I know with this we do touch on some serious issues, and they call us to they push us and challenge us. I appreciate that. By the way, I know Michael Slaron very well. I didn't know you knew him, Slibro. Mike Slaron. My last year or semester on Cardinal, he and Henry Togba and Tony and Togba, the whole team came in. He was the dean of students when I was on
So
my way.
so you know Herentowa?
Yes, of
You
course.
know a knee used to be before he became Herentowa, you need to be John Towa, John Towa.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Madam Baker, Baker Boyka Zango read both of us.
Okay.
She was the mom for all of us. But when I got there, John have already left. He was grown. But she was the mother for me, and they call him John Toba at the time. Now it's
Okay.
Henrik Toba.
Henrik Togba. Yeah, but thank you for the time. It's good being with you guys. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Let's hear from you. Let's hear from you, Terry.
Yeah, thank you again tonight. So Libra, I see Josh. Josh, you don't know about these things. Lutheran Church. Most of them have the base in the United States and other things. And it's not. I'm talking about a Liberian pastor who established a church. First of all, do you even know the biggest church in Liberia? You know who owned the biggest church in Liberia? You don't even know. The biggest church in
Terry,
Liberia is
hold on 1 minute. Namwe, do you know one lady called Lavette Exanko? She was,
Tucker. I think. Yeah, Amigo. Don't we know is Lavette? She became, I think, Tucker.
yes. Then that's
Yes.
her. That's her. Yes.
I,
She's
I briefly interacted with when I came
okay.
here in the States. She was working with the Alumni Association, but she's moved back to the university.
Right. She's my sister. That's my sister.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Lavette Exanko.
I don't want to know her anymore again because now.
Terry, please go ahead.
No, I didn't know. It's good to know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Go ahead,
yeah.
Terry.
So the biggest church in Liberia used to be Providence Baptist Church. From there, I think it went to, if I'm not mistaken, was it better or so? Then now it is one guy from Liberty, I think Liberty Chapel or so, one Doma or so. He the one got the biggest church now in Liberia. So, and he's from the charismatic setting. So your Lutheran church, you're talking about what been there for Rock of Ages. They don't have a real gigantic structure. So when you want to talk about church, don't even go there with me. Now, these are all the things that are making our country. How many churches in Liberia have university? How many churches have clinics? How many churches have schools besides the Catholics? And the Catholics, you know, they are not Liberian made. They're from different places. So you
Derek,
don't even have
please, I'm a Catholic, but please talk about the Episcopal Church. They run cutting.
That foreigner running cardinal, man.
The Episcopal
But
Church.
the Episcopal Church is not from Liberia. It's not a.
Oh, you mean a Liberian? Okay.
A Liberian own ministry that, you know, somebody raised the church, you develop it on your own as a Liberian and build it from scratch.
Terry, how do you do that one? They pastor then throw and go out people all the time. How do
when Terry is done
but when I say Liberia don't love Liberia, it doesn't mean we actually hate the country, but there are several things that have made us not to love the country. And because of that, we tend to use it on our own country when we have the opportunity to serve the country. And I want to believe that's the reason why people steal. Because take, for example, how many lawmakers in the country that when they get sick, they can go to hospital there. Their children are flown out of the country. Then you tell me you love the country? You don't love the country because something must derive your patriotism. Even food, if the man wake up in the morning, he paying $1,000 to eat kobo. What would make him love the country? He can't love the country. There are so many things that the government need to develop that will cut the prices down, even on food, that the people will be able to save money to buy food to eat. Kobo in the country, not Liberia. If you don't eat 500, when I went to Liberia the last year, 3 persons had to join to eat one bowl of kobo. 3 persons at the attire shop. Majority of the Liberian now, when you ask, my man, you want to leave the country, they will tell you, say yes. Majority of the Liberian want to leave. That is what we call the lack of patriotism. So the moment they get job or opportunity, they're fighting to raise money to start building something to secure themselves because of poverty. So they have to steal. Because if they don't steal, the fear is that when they leave from power or when they leave from that position, there will be nothing there in order for them to survive. So that is the reason why they steal. And it's all on the basis of the lack of what we call basic incentives. No opportunity, no chance to go to school, no job. You know, so what would make me to love my country? They were talking about people coming from the interior. The people who left the interior who can't eat Maria, ask them whether if they won't go back. How many of them willing to go back in the interior? Maria is so congested. The people can't go back in the interior to go start life there because they have come to the city to hustle. Some people came to the city to go to school, to go to university. They're trying to make it. So, liberal, there is something that must make you to love your country. The people love America because they know what America can do for them. People love Nigeria. People love Ghana because they know what you can do. In Ghana, also Nigeria, you can use small money and buy Panayam. The people daily food they can manage because of the economy. They're able to have enough money to buy food to be able to eat, even if they don't have a job. It's not with Liberia. Liberia, when you don't have it, you struggle. Our people begging in the street from place to place. People claim that they love Liberia, but somebody will eat food in the street and chunk it right in the street. People defecate in the street. On the sidewalk, they defecate there and put something right and put the feces right to the place. Then we say we love the country. What will make you to love your country? You know, that's what we need to look at. Thank you.
Thank you. That will be the discussion tomorrow.
Liberal,
We'll tell
I'm
you
sorry.
what.
Can you just give me 5 seconds?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank
But
you.
since you're -1%, I will give you -5 seconds.
Thank you. The last time we were on the show, I think it was Jerry. We were talking about EPS officers, killed mysteriously, and I mistakenly reported that Melvin Early was one of those killed during the Boakai administration, and I believe that information is incorrect. Uh, Another gentleman followed me on another network to fact check me, and I think he was right. I haven't really taken time to look it up, but I think he was right. That death happened before President Walker's time, so I wanted to make that correction.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank
But
you.
that's what it takes here on LPR. We're not afraid to eat crow. We have no shame. We'll come out here. One of the things I always say before I bring in Jerry is that once we open these cameras up for people to listen to us, we're pretty much exposed. But it's not because of that. We have no fear in making mistake. We will say it, and if it's a mistake, we will correct ourselves and make sure the public hear that. And I thank you very much. It takes a lot to do that on this platform. I appreciate it. Go ahead, senior man. Go ahead, co-host.
Yeah,
Uh,
you see,
you got 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes.
thank you, but but that's it.
The other people will get a negative 5%, but for you, I gave you 30 minutes. Go
But
ahead.
here's the thing.
Rescue 30 minutes, not 30 hours now.
Yeah. Let's be real here, my brother Terry. It don't mean because the opportunity is not there, so that means you don't love your country. You can still love your country, but it doesn't mean even in the great United States.
I'm sorry, Jared, to cut you. I think Terry is just frustrated. He's disappointed. He lost Liberia. Yeah, I'm not even taking that. He's just
So,
frustrated. He's upset.
so yeah, in the great United States, the homeless, we got homeless people. He has a homeless person right now. You say any negative thing about Liberia, America, he or she, and we just start you. So now I understand. But here's the thing: the problem I know from my understanding, or the little one that I know, if we can have the system in place, it will work. That's the problem we are facing. Let me give you an example. Those are who born children in this country. When they go to kindergarten, all of them will run, for example, to the water cooler. As soon one person get to that water cooler, the rest will follow. No more running. So what they do, it's a indoctrination. So that when they grow up, when they go to the bank, one person stand to that bank, you'll go to the bank right now, one person stand to that bank, the rest of the people, nobody will ask question again. One person to that door, no more pushing. But go to our stadium. I mean, I just want to throw it out there. Look at the basketball, the madness that coming right now. Go to the football game or basketball game that going on right now, college game. The stadium will be packed. After the thing, people just follow. There's no noise because the system is there. You have about maybe 1.7 million people. Well, Rhode Island, we're hosting the Eastern Conference in Providence. You go to the place, everybody, there's no noise because you know what? The system have been there and the system have been followed for the time they were born, for the time they get an adult, the adolescent. So it is there. The only way we have to put a system in place. If the system is there, folks, we can do it. You're not no different from you and myself. Like I said from the beginning of the show, we are selfish and we are arrogant. Until we can put our selfishness on the side, we put our arrogance on the side and think about Liberia, we'll be all right. We got intellectual. Like for us here, we got 4 disciplined people in the institution right now. We can make significant contribution. But the question there is because we are selfish, you don't want to say, oh, I don't want to be on Mr. Toe. Oh, I don't want to be on Mr. Bako. Where he know. Oh, because he not come from America. But that's not the point. The point here is we have to be honest to ourselves. This is our country. We have to do it ourselves. Nobody going to do it. No man going to do it. You know what? He went home. Nehemiah, in the Bible, he went home and built his country. We can do the same thing. Liberians are in the diaspora. We can go out home and build our country. We can do it. It's just a matter of we be patriotic and be honest to ourselves. Let me close by this. Somebody asked a question. Who recommended people to Boyka to be appointed? That's a good question. Yes, it doesn't matter who recommends you. But when you are recommended, you have a responsibility to do the job. And not because somebody recommends you to the president and the president appoints you to be Minister A. But now you are now raise your hand to defend and protect the constitution of our country. So it doesn't matter who recommend you to the president. But when you're recommended, when you are given that position, you are given a task to perform. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Jerry. I'm going to thank you guys, Terry. Thank you guys. A wonderful
Thank you
show
very much.
tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Tomorrow
I
we
need to get your number, man. We need to talk. You are the MCSF man. I will give you my number. Up there. You want it now? I can give it to you. I don't care.
tomorrow, guys.
I'll drop my number in the chat.
Tomorrow we're gonna come
right.
here and continue with this.
No
with this
problem.
I'll
type
drop
of-
I mean, I
number
can give it to
in
you
the
on the air. I don't care. Nobody can give me.
I don't know what
Yeah.
George had written.
I
all
will
kind of-
forget. That's about I'll drop my
Please.
number. Then you give me.
I'm gonna
yours.
get a pen.
Nobody continue with
Okay,
you, my brother. Your degree, all those kind of things.
So I want to.
All right,
Jerry,
I'll
thank,
give it
fight
later.
with
I'll
you.
give it later.
thank
Okay,
you,
Jerry.
thank you,
Okay.
Jerry. Thank you, Terry.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Good night to all of you. We appreciate it. Jerry, thank you very much, and let's meet tomorrow again. Again, folks, Samson to La Pop Radio. We're here again. We will be back here tomorrow to talk some more stuff. When we come here to talk these things here, not that we know all, but there are things that bothers you, bothers us as well. And the fact that we have the opportunity to come out here to express them, we will do so. And then we expect you guys to call sometime and challenge us. That's okay. We can disagree. We need to get there. We must get there. There's nothing, you cannot have people leaving you miles and miles and miles behind. Unbelievable. And many of these people that are in leadership positions, like, bro, educated, highly educated, got the same degree from these same universities what some of the people that are leading this country have gone to. What's wrong? What's wrong? Are we that much hateful to our own country that all we want to get out of there is the meat, and we don't even intend to leave a bones for our brothers and sisters to even suck on? Please, I say we can do better than that. Again, this is Samson to La Pop Radio. Join me again tomorrow. What the Tabata will take us to another place. Before I go, let me tell you one story quickly. Quick story. So today, over the weekend I doing some stuff. So today we went to work and find out. No, it was Friday. Find out that the project we're doing, the environmental people, want to make sure that we somehow save some fish. And these fish, I think they're called goby or something like that, but they are these fish in the summertime when there's no water, they go underwater, they stay there. I mean, under the ground, they stay there. Then when the tide comes out, they come back up. Those are the fish that most likely the over $200 million work project might not go through. They want to save the fish. You think they're crazy? No. But they're doing it for the future. That's something when at first, as a designer, I tell people I'm wasting my time. I got work to do. I got road to build. But then when I thought of it, I said, this is thing that we don't have back home. That's why we have nothing to show for. Because the people are thinking about the future. They will build something for future generation to enjoy. And for us, we're worse. Because those brothers and sisters that were here, that's supposed to build for the next generation, will kill all of them. So between those who are here and the brothers and sisters that are up here, the gap in between, nothing. We kill everything. That's why we're suffering. Anyway, join me tomorrow and let's have fun again. Samson too. Let's continue to pray for one another, please. Let's continue to pray for the country as well. Samson too, La Pop Radio. Thank you very much and good night, folks.
mama. Hey, mon amant. Hey, mon amant.
Ateito. Nalukio na kati ya Kinshasa bobimba mama